Welcome back, class. In this section of the lecture slides, we are going to talk about play. Play is very important for children's development. First question is always, what is play? Play is something that children enjoy doing, and they do it because they like it, not because someone is forcing them to do it. So, of course, you can think of hopscotch. You can think of playing board games like Monopoly or board games, shoots and ladders, things like that. It's something that children enjoy doing and they do it because they want to do it. Freud and Erikson believe that there are benefits to play. As you all know, children are a ball of energy. They have a lot of energy, and play actually helps them work off that physical energy, and it helps them to release the pent up tensions. It also helps children to master anxieties and conflicts. A lot of times, if you're a good parent, or if you're a good parent, when you play games with your child, sometimes you have to let them lose so that they're able to understand what it's like to lose, and so that helps them to master their anxieties and their conflict in regards to losing. But you should also let them win sometimes too. But it's important to be able for children to be able to play and learn that they don't always win. There is something called play therapy, and it is something that I learned about when I was taking my master's program, involved in my master's program. And play therapy is where they have a therapist and a child, and children are just playing. And during that time, children are more open to answering questions because they're in a relaxed environment. They're doing things that they enjoy. And from that play, children are able to be asked questions, and therapists are able to take a deeper look into understanding children and what the things they may possibly go through at home or at school. Piaget and Vygotsky also had their they also had their opinions on play as well. They believe that the only job that children have is to play. Their only job is to play, and that's their work. And that when children play, that allows them to gain skills and allow them to increase their competencies. Other researchers also have their opinions about play. They believe that play is important for language and communication skills. So play is very important overall for children and children's development and well-being. There are various types of play. The first type of play that we're going to talk about is a sensory motor play. And you can think about sensory motor play when children are younger. You can usually see children playing with toys that make noise, or they may play with things that bounce, that they may be able to move and bounce because they are able to use their sensory motor skills to gain pleasure from playing with those toys. Another type of play is practice play. So you can think about running, sliding, for example, in baseball, throwing balls. All of that would be something that is practice play because children are doing this repetitiously so that they can learn a new skill. Pretense or symbolic play. This is where children are able to see something in the environment and actually change it to fit what they would like to play with. So, for example, in the game, the floor is lava. They change the floor for it to be lava, and they have these safe spaces as well in the physical environment that they can get on in order to be safe. That would be an example of symbolic play. Social play, often very important. That is where children are able to play games socially and also to take turns. I talked about board games earlier. That is a good example of social play. Having to wait their turn, having to be involved socially with someone. That would be a board games would be a good example of social play. There's also something called constructive play. When children engage in constructive play, they're combining their senses with some kind of symbolic representation. So you think about children, and when they were younger, they were just able to dip their fingers in some paint and just kind of draw or paint whatever, whatever their hands felt like they wanted to paint. But as children get older, they engage in something called constructive play, where children are able to take the paint and the paintbrush, and they may be able to outline the house, draw the outline of a house and paint it, because they're able to use their hands to play and have something that represents something symbolically, which is the drawing of a house will obviously represent their own house or a house that they may have seen driving down the block. Games, again, that could also be social play. The importance of games is that children engage in these types of games and that they enjoy it, but the games must have rules. There are some trends in play that need to be discussed. Free play time has declined for young children in recent decades. And you can, I know there's been a lot of talk in the news over the past few years about how the time of recess has diminished in schools. And we can even think about that now as children are not in school, they may not be getting as much free play time. When children engage in less playtime, they miss out on some cognitive benefits and some socio-emotional benefits of play. For example, in regards to the cognitive benefits of play, they may miss out on being able to concentrate or being able to use their imagination. On the other hand, with socio-emotional benefits that they miss out on, they may miss out on turn taking or miss out on building their self-confidence, or they may miss out on enjoying play and using that to relax. So that is very important. Play is very important in a child's life. It has many benefits for their development. Okay, in the next section, we are going to discuss specific friendships. I'm going to see you all on the next video.